Hello viewers, welcome again to my YouTube channel Inside Geography with Saad Rahoojo. The topic which we are going to discuss in today's lecture is about the water resources of Pakistan. This particular subject, this particular topic is being taught to the students of BS Part 2 Geography and BS Part 4, and also the students of Pakistan study. But I'll say this is a general topic or the subject where everyone must know and understand about the water situation in Pakistan. As you know, even after 75 years of independence, we are heavily relying on agriculture. Means if somebody asks you which is the key component of your economy, so in Pakistan, the agriculture or the farming is the very important or the key component of our economy. And if you look at the situation of agriculture, the agriculture is being heavily relying on the irrigated water, or you can say water. So it's very much important for us to understand and know the situation that from where we are getting water, or what are the sources of water in Pakistan, and at the same time how that water is being distributed, and how the different sectors of economy or in society is being using that water, and how much will be needed in the future, and what are the requirements at the moment. I mean, what are the current situation, and how much water will be needed, and what could be the situation in the future. So it is very much important for us to understand, because the agriculture, as I told you, is a key, very important. Still 60 to 65% of people of Pakistan are directly or indirectly engaged in agriculture. So agriculture, though we could not be able to improve or advance or expand our industrial base, so agriculture is still our mainstay. And still, if you look at the industry of Pakistan, in industry, most of our industry is agro-based industry. So it's very important for us to know and to understand the situation of water in Pakistan. So let's go to the slides and start the lecture. So we'll see what is the situation of water in Pakistan. So as I told you, water resources is the topic of geography of Pakistan. We already discussed the location, geographical, geostatic location of Pakistan. We also discussed the climate of Pakistan. Same time we discussed the physiography. Today we'll discuss the water resources of Pakistan. So basically there are two types of major sources of water in Pakistan. One is the natural, and another is the artificial. So when you talk about the natural, so in the natural we have rivers, we have glaciers, we have ponds, we have lakes, we have streams. At the same time we have a karez and whale system. Whereas the artificial resources consist of the sources are same, consist of the rainfall and the river. But that is excess water, which when we have more water, we have an excess of water. जब हमें ज़्यादा पानी होता है, we store that water in some reservoir, in dams, and we use that water whenever we need it. So for efficient use of that water and to distribute it, in an efficient way, we store that water in the dam. So another way of water source is these dams. So these dams not only give water the time of scarcity or the shortage, or if we carry the agriculture when we needed that water, at the same time that water is also being used for the home or domestic purpose, and for the industry, and in Pakistan most of the hydropower generation is being carried through the that water which is being stored in the dam. So Pakistan में जो ज़्यादातर जो बिजली बनती है वो इस पानी से बनती है जो हमने पानी जो है ना डैम्स में स्टोर किया हुआ है. What are the sources? Means the main source in Pakistan, the glaciers, then we have a rainfall, river flow, and the subsurface water or groundwater. So there are four main sources or major sources of water in Pakistan: glaciers, then we have a rainfall or precipitation, then we have a subsurface or groundwater, and we have a rivers, flow of the river. So we will start from the glaciers. So glaciers serve as a natural regulator of regional water supply. So most of the water comes from the glaciers. Even if you look at any country, so their main water source is the glacier. The similar like in Pakistan, but you will be surprised to know when you see the facts of glacier in Pakistan. You'll be so happy to know these all things about the glacier of Pakistan. So in Pakistan, glaciers are used. Glacier are spread over area of about 16,933 square kilometers. So this is the total area of Pakistan where glacier has been present, 16,933 square kilometer, which is about 15% of mountainous ranges. So if you look at the whole mountainous ranges of Pakistan, 15% of mountainous regions are covered with the ice and the snow. So Pakistan is home of 108 peaks, about they are above 6,000 feet. So पाकिस्तान में जो 108 पीक्स हैं उनकी हाइट जो है ना 6,000 मीटर से भी ज्यादा है, and numerous peak above 5,000, 4,000. 5 of 14 highest independent peaks in the world are here. तो दुनिया में अगर if you look at the first 14 highest peak, they are being found in Pakistan. So this is quite interesting. Many people don't know about this, that most of the highest peaks are being found in Pakistan. So these glaciers are enormous reservoir of fresh water, and the melt water is important reservoir which feed the river in the country's river. So these are always filled, means ice and snow. When they are preserved, they are freezing pounds. When they start to melt, they give water to the area or the region, or you can say the rivers are being filled with that water. So Pakistan's glacier system consists of numerous large, small-sized glaciers found in the northern mountain ranges of Karakoram, Himalayas, and Hindu Kush. We have a northwest mountain ranges in Pakistan, where we have a Hindu Kush, Karakoram, and the Himalayas. So these three ranges are being covered with the glaciers. They are being small or high, or smaller or larger glaciers. So these glaciers are also the biggest mass and collection of glacier ice found anywhere in the world outside the North and South poles. So this is quite very interesting fact, that the glacier of Pakistan means covered a very huge area. If you compare the rest of the world, so only we have a North and South pole. If you look at the North and the South pole, which are being covered with the ice and snow, afterwards Pakistan is the only country, or this region is covered with the ice. So Pakistan is a huge land which is covered with the glaciers. So after the North and the South pole, and you already know about the North and South glaciers, North and South regions of the world, which have a low temperature, minus temperature, and there's always snow and ice. The Karakoram range, followed by Himalayas and Hindu Kush, are the main location of glacier in Pakistan. About 37% of surface area of Karakoram is under glaciers, as compared to 70% of Himalayas in Nepal, India, and China. So if you put together the India, China, and Nepal, their glaciers area is 17%. If you put together these three countries, while you compare with these countries with the Pakistan has 37% land area covered with the glaciers, means mountainous ranges. I am comparing with the mountainous ranges. So what the mountainous ranges in Nepal, India, and Bangladesh, if you compare, China, if you fix together, unite them, it is only 70%, while Pakistan is. Those glaciers which are being in Pakistan, which are in northern areas of Pakistan, north of Pakistan, as I told you, these are the Hindu Kush, we have a Karakoram, and the Himalayas. So these areas, these mountainous ranges, they are being most covered with the glaciers of different size, either they are small or the large. Most of the glaciers, they are found in the Karakoram zone. So these glaciers feed rivers that account for about 75% of the stored water supply in the country of at least 180 million. So if you look at how much water they are being supplying, are being giving, it is about 75%. 75% of water is coming from the glacier made, and it is, if you combine together the figure, it is 180 million. So we look at the the glaciers of Pakistan. Some major glaciers which are being found in Pakistan, where we have a Siachen, we have a Baltoro, we have a Biafo, we have a Hispa, we have Panma, we have Chorgolugma, we have Batra, we have a Yakil. So these are the different glaciers which are being found at the northwest of Pakistan. And look at the area they have been covering and their length in kilometers. So if you talk about the Siachen, which is 685 square kilometer, and the length is 71%. How huge these glaciers are being. Look at their length and the size they are being. So we have a, so this is the picture or image of the different glaciers which are being found in Pakistan, in the north of Pakistan. So they are being at different locations, but mostly they are being. So this is Saad, this is Siachen Glacier. So these are the different. This is Baltoro Glacier. So these are the different glaciers. So the glaciers are enormous reservoir of fresh water resources, and their gradual melting filled up about 60 large and small rivers in Pakistan. So most of the water comes to the rivers from these glaciers. So the water bound in these glaciers is a lifeline for the people and economy of Pakistan. No doubt it's a lifeline both for the economy and the people of Pakistan. As a country heavily depend on regular discharge of these water for the large scale agriculture, industry and the domestic. So we need to have a regular supply water, and that water comes from the glacier. So without these glaciers, Pakistan would be a barren and inhospitable place to support its large population base. So you can imagine that without the glacier, what could have been situation in Pakistan? Pakistan would have been a barren land without agriculture, and there would have been a less population, because population are being grown. Even if you look at the world, the most of people living those areas in that part of the world where there is availability of water, or there is a green belt or the agriculture. At the same time, is a blessing for Pakistan that we have a glacier. So these glaciers are prone to climatic changes and global warming, and there are conflicting claims of glacier meltdown in northern Pakistan. So the studies are being carried out in different aspects, that now the experts are coming out with the new information, with the new research, that these Pakistani glaciers are being melting so quick, so fast, because the reasons could be different, because of the higher temperature, heavier summer rainstorms, and rampant deforestation of the factor. So because of the deforestation, high temperature, and torrential rainfall, and the high rainfall in a season, and so suddenly there was a high rainfall. So because of these factors, Pakistan's glaciers are start to melt fastly. And this is also a very, I'll say, unfortunate situation for a country like Pakistan, because we are heavily dependent on glaciers. So if these situations continues, we might have a more and more land being start to clear from the glaciers. So because the glaciers will be melt down, so we need to control these things, because because of the global climate has always impacted local climate. So there's everywhere there's a the impacts of climate change. So the country like Pakistan, if suddenly such type of things happens, it's very unfortunate for us. We need to think on this. So any sort of faster meltdown and glacier depletion can greatly affect agriculture, drinking water supply, and hydroelectric power and ecological habitat. So the things which are going to be affected, like your agriculture, your supply to the homes, your industry, at the same time your ecosystem and your power generation, they are going to be affected by these fluctuation and variation in the glaciers melt, or the quick melting. So nevertheless, despite its remoteness and harsh condition, these glaciers provide breathtaking scenic beauty and attract good number of experience advantage and mountainous structures. So this is also another thing, another advantages. There's always a beautiful things, they attract the people, and most people are go there, and there are some people who are being expert in climbing these. So this is the image where you can see where these glacier has been standing. Like, so this is Siachen Glacier. This is a Siachen Glacier. This one is Biafo Glacier. This is Baltoro Glacier. This is the Hispar Glacier. So, and these are the peaks or different peaks. So you can imagine that how the series of glaciers has been at the northwest mountain ranges of Pakistan. Now we are coming to the rainfall of Pakistan. I'll not go into detail of rainfall of Pakistan because I have already another lecture on the climate of Pakistan. So you can watch that lecture, in which I have discussed the rainfall in detail. So in terms of rainfall in Pakistan, which is also an important factor of, a component of supplying water to Pakistan, the major part of Pakistan, dry and humid condition prevail over a small area in Pakistan. So major Pakistan is a dry land or semi-arid, but the humid condition means the areas which are getting the water in plenty, in abundance form. They are very small area in Pakistan where we have above 700 millimeter per year. So most of Balochistan, major part of Punjab, south of Punjab and Balochistan, Sindh, they receive the rainfall less than 200 millimeter per year. So north of Sahara rainfall gradually increase and aridity diminish. So if you are going towards further the north of Pakistan, aridity will decrease. So there are more rainfall. Intensity of rainfall will increase. Amount of rainfall will increase. So if you go down, come to the south of Pakistan, there will be. So you can see from here the annual rainfall situation of Pakistan. So these are areas they are getting more and more rainfall. Then if you go downwards, so these areas they are getting less rainfall. So this one, these one, so these are. So this is the situation of rainfall in Pakistan. So yes, so what it says that however the true humid condition appear after the rainfall increase to 1,000 millimeter per year on the plains and 70,000 per year. So what are the criteria to judge any area to call it a humid region or humid condition? So whenever you have a rainfall exceeding 1,000 millimeter on any area, particularly plain area, you can say this is a humid condition or humid situation. So in Pakistan, we don't have much area under the humid condition, a humid climate. So there are two sources of rainfall in Pakistan, as I told you, the monsoon and western depression. The monsoon and western depression are two sources of rainfall in Pakistan. The monsoon rainfall takes place from July to September, which is a main source of rainfall in Pakistan. It happens in summer season. So from July to September, we have lots of rainfall, and which is called the Kharif season. So since the monsoon enters from the east, the eastern part of the part of Pakistan, they get more rainfall because it's entering Pakistan from the east. So that's why they are getting more rainfall. The western depression enters Pakistan from the west. So there's another source which is called the western depression or the winter rainfall, which comes from the western part of Pakistan, from the Mediterranean Sea. It is comes through the Iran and the Balochistan, Iran and Afghanistan, then enter the KPK and the Balochistan. So these areas of western part of Pakistan, they get water in the. So in terms of rainfall, there are two main sources of rainfall in Pakistan. One is the monsoon, which is called seasonal winds. It happens in summer season, and so in Pakistan the agriculture season is a Kharif. So monsoon happens in the summer, which start from July to September. So this is that season where we get the more rainfall as compared to the western depression. Basically there are two sources of rainfall in Pakistan. One is the monsoon, and another is the western depression. So monsoon give more water, almost 70% water. More than 70% water comes from the monsoon. So since monsoon enter from the eastern part of Pakistan, from the eastern side, first enter India, from the India and Bangladesh, that's why mostly the eastern part of Pakistan, they get more rainfall or rainwater as compared to the western part of Pakistan. So the western part of Pakistan, they get more water from the western depression, meaning the rainfall which happens in the winter season. In the winter time, which these the air which is filled with the waters comes from the Mediterranean Sea, pass through the Iran and Afghanistan, then enters the western part of Pakistan, like KPK in the north and the Balochistan in the south of Pakistan. So these are the main sources of water. The western depression enter Pakistan west, passing through. So in both cases, like either you can say monsoon or the western depression, because the journey, once journey, the monsoon start from Arabian Sea, another comes from Mediterranean Sea. But both airs, both winds have a what to say, greater or larger distances. They travel along a lot from the different region, then comes to Pakistan. That's why mostly the Pakistan get less rainfalls compared to the neighboring country or neighboring region. So this is again comparison, the rainfall which has been happening in the Kharif time and the rainfall which has been occurring in the Rabi. So almost the rainfall which has been summer, the amount is more higher. So very interestingly, you can see from here that the availability of water for both cropping seasons in Pakistan, which is Kharif and the Rabi, it's quite contrasting. It's a huge difference between both. So in a what is say, in a Kharif, we have almost 82% of water available. But if you look at the Rabi season, we have only 18% water is available. So it's a huge difference in the amount of water which has been available. But mostly the water availability depends on the the seasons. Means the melting of glaciers and the rainfall. So both melting of glacier melt, and the rainfall, which is mostly comes from the monsoon, it happens in a summer season. So summer we have a more water than compared to the. So the inflow of water on the rivers, particularly being measured, are being calculated through the rim station. So there's a particular rim stations, means there's a devices which are being fixed at the certain places. So once the water has been going through or been flowing, so those devices, they calculate the amount of water, that how much water is being passing through and is going to the to that direction, towards the south of Pakistan. So you can see these, the different rivers of Pakistan. So we have a Satluj river, then we have a Bias. This is Bias river. Then we have a Ravi river. Then we have a Chenab river. We have also Jhelum rivers, and these the Indus river. So you can see these are different tributaries of Indus river. They are coming from the different directions. They are in different location. But at the Mithankot, this is the place. So after Mithankot, afterward the Mithankot, the long journey of the Indus river there's been start. So from here, the Indus river is all alone. So there are no any other river which join to the river Indus. So almost Indus river is alone, is from separate. There's no other river. Yes. So now we'll see the these rivers individually and separately, that how much they are adding water to the Indus water system, and the same time where they are being located, because they are also being important. Not only the Indus river, but at the same time these tributaries, because these are the tributaries which bring water from different locations or from different parts of Pakistan, even some of in India, but then they add water to the to the Indus river at the same time. But same time they also been supplying water to the adjacent and close area. So we start from the Satluj. Satluj flows through the historic crossroad region of Punjab and northern India and Pakistan. So it is at the crossroads of India and Pakistan, both Punjab. So it is located north of Vindhya range, south of Hindu Kush segment of Himalaya. So it is at the south of Hindu Kush segment of Himalaya. The length in the kilometer of this Satluj river is 550. And also it's called a Red River. So ये जो सतलज रिवर है, जिसकी लेंथ जो 550 किलोमीटर है, इसको Red River भी कहा जाता है. So the number second is the Chenab. Chenab flowing through the Jammu and Kashmir is joined by the Jhelum River at the Trimu. A flood control mechanism near Jhang, then merge with the Satluj near Uch Sharif. Chenab River is nearly 960 kilometers. So it is a very long river which is being flowing through the Kashmir and then join the Jhelum River at the Timo. River Ravi after flowing through southwest region of Indian Punjab, so it's been coming from or passing through the Indian Punjab, it moves along the Indo-Pak border. So it has been going through or moving at the Indo-Pakistan border and inter-Pakistan merged with the Chenab. So it's once it coming in Pakistan, it's merged with the Chenab River. So River Ravi is nearly 720 kilometer long. So it's a length of Ravi River, 720 kilometer. Ravi is called the river of Lahore. In other words, in Lahore, in Punjab, it is called that the Ravi is the river of Lahore because since the city of Lahore is located at the Ravi's eastern bank. So the eastern bank, Lahore is situated. That's why this river is called the river of the Lahore. Now comes the Indus, very important. So Indus River is the longest river in Pakistan. All know, सबको पता है कि सबसे जो so originating from the Himalayan region, Tibetan plateau near the Lake Mansoor in the Kailash Valley. So if you look at the location, originating place where they are being evolving or coming or originating is in the Himalayan region, Tibetan Himalayan region. It has been originated from Mansoor Lake. It is particularly in Kailash Valley. Sometimes it's also been called it's in region of China, so near the China. So Indus is world's 21st largest river in terms of annual water flow, having total length of 2,900 kilometers. So 2,900, sometimes you may find the 300 kilometer is the length of Indus River. It is the 21st largest river in terms of annual water which is being supplied. So if you compare or get the list of the rivers and how much their water is being supplying to the regions. So Indus River comes at 21st. Number is 21 because by looking by determining that how much water is being supplying. So Indus River is a lifeline. It's very important. If Indus River hadn't been in this area, so what the development or even the agriculture or greenery or vegetation we are being or this region of the world is popular or famous, it also comes in the civilization. World's famous or popular and also old civilization, early civilization. It is because of the Indus River. River flows in Pakistan are highly uneven and agriculture requirements are made through the storage reservoirs. So everybody knows about that. Even when you look at when we discuss that the not only the the glacier made rainfall or the erratic because they are been depending on the seasons, the time frame, and the glaciers have been depending on the temperature and the rainfall at the same time. So similarly, the river flows they are also being uneven and erratic, means they are not being giving the same amount of water every time and every year and every season. So it is water flow also being in variation. So however, the storage capacity of countries low comparing developing and developing countries. So the Pakistan what do? So we fulfill our water requirement through the water reservoir, mean through the where we had stored the water through the dams. So from the dams we take the water and we distribute that water at the time of shortage or at the time of need when we have to carry the different seasons, carry the different cropping patterns in Pakistan. So, but if you compare the the water storage capacity of Pakistan with the rest of the world, even with some neighboring countries, it's very low. It's very low. We need to enhance the the water storage capacity. But in Pakistan there are certain political issues. That's why we every time we see we have a what is the lack of consensus, lack of agreement among the different political and also the political units in Pakistan. So it's also been relying on the government how they understand the situation and whether they are being taking in confidence all these stakeholders to to come over this issue of water shortage. So a rim station is an irrigated control structure on a river where water pass through. The water of Indus River basin are diverted through reservoir barrages into the main canal. So every canal there is certain rim station which are being fixed. So discussed earlier. So once about water of those river are passing through, we can easily calculate how much water has been crossed through. And another thing is that through the barrages, the water's direction is being diverted. So wherever you want to, you know, supply the water to any particular area, you can easily do through. Yes, so another source of water in Pakistan is the underground. So we already discussed the, the glaciers, the rainfall, and the river flows, and now we're discussing the underground water. So underground water also been important if that underground water is being, fine to use or to consume that. So let's see how, what type of underground water is in Pakistan and how much is available. So underground water is a third source of water for irrigation. If you talk about the irrigation, the Indus plain extending from Himalayan foothills to Arabian Sea is the main source of groundwater in Pakistan. So it's a whole, you start from the foothills of Himalaya mountains, then you comes toward the Arabian Sea. The middle part of the land is whole, the source of underground water in Pakistan. So the water stored in alluvial deposits from natural rainfall and canal seepage covers an area of about 21 million hectare. What does it mean by this? That the water which has been available inside or beneath the surface, it's come from the rainwater, from the rainfall. Once we have a rainfall, so that rainfall goes underground. It's under the earth, where we have a seepage or the percolation. So because it's become the part of the land, which is. At the same time, we have a canal system in Pakistan. So this canal system has a huge network. There are also bigger, larger, and the smaller and moderate type of canals in Pakistan. So they are being everywhere. So the water is being sent through or being supplied through these canals. So wherever water flow are been going there, so some quantity of water goes down. It's been called the seepage. So there are potential of 56 MF for exploitation of which 45 is being exploited through public sector and the private through the tube well. So we have a great potential of water, but at the same time we are being not potentially exploiting all the water. So the tube wells not only supply water for irrigation but also help in combating salinity in the waterlogging. So when the water is being extracted through these tube wells from the beneath of the earth, so not only we get the water through these tube wells, but they also come back to eradicate the salinity and waterlogging, because they reduced or they've been decreased the water table. So once the water is coming out, the water table goes down because the water is coming out. So through the tube wells, we not only solve the problem of water supply, but at the same time we are combinedly eradicating the problem of salinity and the waterlogging. The underground water has significant role in meeting the country's food and fiber requirements. Similar like the irrigated water, underground water also being very helpful or very much support the agriculture in Pakistan. But the issue is that, okay, so over 90% of extracted groundwater is used for the irrigation. जितना पानी हम जमीन से अंदर से लेते हैं, उसमें 90% पानी जो है ना, वो हम irrigation के लिए use करते हैं. About 45% crop water requirements are fulfilled by groundwater. So 45% जो water requirement है plant की, वो होती है इसके through underground water. यानी 45% जो जितनी आपको पानी चाहिए किसी पौधे को, किसी यानी कि क्रॉप को, या इवन यू कैन से, वो 45% वो इस अंडरग्राउंड पानी से हो जाती है. सो क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन has Pakistan increased tremendously and almost double with groundwater. So once we start to extract the groundwater, it has also improved our crop production. So it is a great help for our agriculture. So once we have a groundwater. So a report jointly represented by Project Management and Policy Implement Unit in collaboration with Asian Development Bank in 2009 said that in Pakistan, groundwater has been a major factor in raising agriculture production for over last 20 years. So if you look at the statistic of last 20 years, see how much crop production we have, whether the graph has been increased or decreased or been standing there. So we can see last 20 years there's a improvement in the production. So our production has increased, and this report says that it is because of the groundwater. So Punjab's groundwater, now the issue is that Punjab's groundwater is suitable for agriculture. It is using the 34 million acre feet annually. So if you talk about the, or the compare the, the quality of the groundwater, you can say the Punjab has a better groundwater is compared with the Sindh, because Sindh is the southern part of Pakistan, is the south. So what happens here, so the Sindh's, groundwater is not much in terms of quality or standard as compared to the Punjab. So Punjab has a sweet groundwater resources, while Sindh doesn't have these resources. So when this network of tube wells were started in 70s and 80s, though it was a very successful project, but after quite some time, when they test the quality of the water, they saw particularly the water which is being in Sindh, it's not suitable for the agriculture, even for the drinking purpose. So Punjab has always have a good water, underground water resources in terms of the standard and the quality and the consumption. तो वहाँ का पानी जो वो स्वीटिश वाटर है, सिंध का स्वीटिश नहीं है. It depends, अब उसके फैक्टर्स क्या हो सकते हैं, because सिंध in the southern part and Punjab in the northern. एक ये भी था. दूसरा, it depends on the drainage, inside drainage. एक तो drainage होता है ना, ऊपर जमीन के ऊपर drainage होता है, on the surface of sea you can divert the water, you can easily give that direction to the water, और उसको कहीं पे भी आप, मगर inside that you don't know. So it depends. जमीन के अंदर जो ड्रेनेज सिस्टम है, यू मस्ट हैव अ सोफिस्टिकेटेड, वो भी सही होना चाहिए, वो भी अच्छा होना चाहिए. सो इट कैन नॉट अफेक्ट द सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, कि वो जमीन की फर्टिलिटी को खराब ना करे. तो उसके लिए वो डिपेंड करता है इनसाइड द स्ट्रक्चर एंड द फॉर्म ऑफ द रॉक्स, कि जमीन के अंदर जो रॉक्स पाए जाते हैं उन पे डिपेंड करता है. इफ द रॉक्स आर पोरस, इट कैन अलाउ वाटर टू गो थ्रू और पास थ्रू. इफ it's not been it's a non-porous, it's hard, so it can't allow the water to pass through. Depend karta hai. Then also been depending on aquifers. So so what I'm saying to you, the Punjab's water is more sweeter, so you can use for agriculture. But it comes to the Sindh, so mostly the tube wells are not being used for the agriculture, because the water is not suitable for the agriculture here. So Sindh, KPK, similar provinces have a meager groundwater to support agriculture. Sindh, KPK, Balochistan have 5 million acre feet, 2.1 million acre feet, and 0.5 million acres. So Sindh is only 5 million acre feet, KPK has 2.1 million acre feet, and Balochistan 0.5 million acre feet groundwater. So you can see how much the water is. So last 30 to 35 years, canal supplies have increased due to the ground supplement, especially in the upper Indus plain. So canals, now we have a more improved our advanced canal system. So where water is being managed and controlled. So it is therefore important to sustain groundwater resources in the long term to improve food production index. So not only we have to protect the canals network, that canal supplies, at the same time we have also to protect our ground resources, groundwater resources. So if you want to sustain your agriculture, want to have a more production, but at the same time countries' groundwater sources are also depleted in both quantity and the quality. So in Pakistan, our groundwater resources are being decreasing, both in quantity and the quality. So now यानी कि ना सिर्फ उनका वॉल्यूम और मिकदार कम हो रहा है, बल्कि उनकी क्वालिटी भी गिर रही है. ठीक है ना. So excessive evapotranspiration due to high temperature, increase in salt, and the intrusion of poor quality groundwater and sweet water zone deteriorate the quality of water. So what are the factors? Excessive evapotranspiration. ये जो evapotranspiration हो रही है because of high temperature, you might have heard that the temperature is slightly increased is also in Pakistan. So because of high temperature, the evapotranspiration and evaporation, both process will be, they also been increased. So because of continuous evapotranspiration, the water from inside the earth evaporate and become part of the atmosphere. So it should be also being controlled. And the same also increase in the salts, because the water table coming up, ऊपर आती है water table, तो वो भी once they are been mixing with the groundwater, तो वो भी it also affect the quality of the water. So the groundwaters are also being under threats because of these issues. So it was all about the water resources of Pakistan. If you like my video, and so please like, share and subscribe for the more videos in the future. So till then,